Welcome to TV Africa News. This is Africa Today. My name is Najuma Luima. But first, the headlines. EU wasn't blocked from monitoring 2021 elections. Tigray rejects 72 hours ultimatum to surrender. Uganda's Joshua Cheptegei in the final list of Male Authority of the Year award. Somali coast left drenched by tropical storm Gati. Now the news in detail. The government on Tuesday noted that the press reports attributed to the EU head of delegation Ambi Atilo Pacific saying that they were not invited to observe the 2021 elections are misleading. A statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs noted that the ministry expresses concern and regrets about the misleading remarks attributed to the EU representatives. The government of Uganda, through MOFA, on December 18, 2019, and later on July 4, 2020, extended an invitation to all diplomatic missions and internal organizations accredited to Uganda and interested in observing the 2021 elections. EU is one of them, the statement says. Now moving on to Ethiopia, leader of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, Gebrejon Michael, rejected Monday the 72 hours ultimatum issued by the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for the disdained region of Tigray to surrender, nearly 3 weeks after the state of a military operation aimed at restoring its authorities over this region of northern Ethiopia. The federal government on Sunday said it plans to encircle Mekele, the capital of Tigray and seat of the local government of Tigray People's Liberation Front, which it wants to replace with legitimate authorities. 10 days ago, Mr. Abiy issued a first ultimatum to Tigrayan fighters, calling on them to defect and join the federal army. A few days later, he announced that the military intervention in Tigray, launched on November 4th, was entering its final phase. How many times, Abiy Ahmed, has he said 3 days? He doesn't understand who we are. We are people of principles and ready to die to defend our right to administer our region. The president of Tigray and leader of the TPLF, Debretsion Gebremichael, said. This is to cover up the defeat the Ethiopian soldiers suffered today on 3 fronts in order to have time to regroup, he added, without specifying which front it was about. Now moving on, floods waters continued to wreak havoc in the coastal town of Bosaso in northern Somalia on Monday, a day after tropical cyclone Gati hit with heavy winds, followed by unprecedented rains that caused widespread flooding. The cyclone was said to be the strongest ever measured in this part of the world, and the governor of Bosaso town described the situation as a huge calamity. These rains have brought upon us a huge calamity. Several villages were severely affected by the floods, but the hardest hit is our coastal city of Bosaso. Abdisamad Abwan, governor of Bosaso town, said tropical cyclone Gati made landfall in Somalia on Sunday with sustained winds of around 105 meters per hour. It is the first recorded instance of a hurricane-strength system hitting the country. Northern Somalia usually gets about 4 inches of rain per year, but data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration show Gati could have received around 8 inches over 2 days. Now moving on to Rwanda, in the country's most recent efforts to contribute to the persistent issue of displaced persons within the African continent, Rwanda welcomed around 79 more people who arrived at the capital Kigali on November 19th, all hailing from East Africa, with 42 being Sudanese, 33 Eritrean, and for Somali, the 11 women and 68 men had been stranded in Libya and were made to take COVID tests upon their arrival in Rwanda. Elise Vilechaleni, the spokesperson of the UN Refugee Agency in Rwanda, told the East African the situation there is quite difficult. There are still thousands of people stranded in Libya, estimated to 45,000, of whom a great number are in detention centers. Now, in our business news today, since the economic fallout of COVID, Sub-Saharan Africa got pushed into its first recession in 25 years. While stimulus packages are being shaped to help the region build back stronger, energy challenges are one of the common features of current disruptions in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. A new report from the Rocky Mountain Institute called the Africa Stimulus Strategy now suggests actionable interventions by government, development partners, and the local private sector to guide the continent to a recovery. Let's take a very quick short break. We will be right back.
Did you know that AIDS has a cure?
If you have a good immune system, then your body can naturally get rid of HIV. If you take
Yes.
a poor African who's been infected and you build up their immune system, is it possible for them to also naturally get rid of it?
I would think so. It's important knowledge which is completely neglected. You know, people always think of drugs and vaccine.
You can find these and many more interesting secrets exclusively on Channel 45. TV Africa, the right to know.
Welcome back. You're still watching TV Africa News, the right to know. Now in our health news today, Egypt's first commercial gluten-free bakery opened its doors in the neighborhood of Zitoun in the capital, Cairo. Specialist baker Hamidi Mohamed Hussein worked at his father's bakery for over a decade before getting a job at Ain Shams University's medical school. While baking for children with different nutritional disorders, he was trained to bake bread for patients with allergies related to wheat. I did not choose to produce gluten-free baked goods. This was kind of imposed on me when I saw the suffering of mothers and children, their regular visits to hospitals, and how difficult it was for them to find gluten-free products, says Hamidi Mohamed Hussein. According to Mustafa Hel Hodhod, professor of pediatrics at Ain Shams University, celiac disease is the most serious disorder associated with gluten consumption, yet it is not as widespread as wheat allergy, which is a reversible disorder. In our sports news today, Ugandan long-distance runner Joshua Cheptegei has been named as one of the 5 finalists for the Male World Athlete of the Year 2020 award. The 23-year-old took Ethiopian Bekele's 5,000-meter record at the Diamond League in Monaco in August, wiping 1.99 seconds off the 16-year-old mark when he crossed the line in 12 minutes, 35 seconds, 36 microseconds. The Ugandan authority will face it off with other compatriots like Ryan Crozer from USA, who is undefeated in 10 shot put competitions. The list also consists of Mondo Duplantis of Sweden, who broke the record in the pole vault twice and was undefeated in 16 competitions. Others include Johannes Veiter from Germany and Karstein Warholm from Norway. Now, before we end our bulletins, let's take a recap of our top stories. EU wasn't blocked from monitoring 2021 elections. Tigray rejects 72 hours ultimatum to surrender. Uganda's Joshua Cheptegei in the final list of Male Authority of the Year award. Somali coast left drenched by tropical storm Gati. That was our news on TV Africa. Thank you for watching. More programming coming your way.